Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man, BTM here, bringing you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. So, happy Friday. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And today we're talking about what is this? HBAR and ZBCN Takeover. Hedera and ZBCN Network Cloud can reshape global payroll. So thanks for joining. And as always, it's your main man, and we're going to get into some speculative information. This has not been confirmed yet. I want to say that before we get deep in the rabbit hole, but this is new information. And this is, again, speculation because it has not been confirmed. So don't run back and be like, oh, yeah, BTM said it. It's going live. No. So, no official Hedera Zebec partnership has been confirmed from what I've found, but Zebec is building real time crypto payroll, and Hedera is built around fast, predictable, enterprise grade payments, and stablecoin payroll is becoming a serious 2026 crypto narrative. So tonight we're asking, could ZBCN plus HBAR become one of the biggest PayFi stories in crypto? Zebec official site describes Zebec as real-time crypto payments, multi-chain debit cards, Zebec Cards, payroll, super app infrastructure. Hedera's payments highlight stablecoin, retail payments, merchant payments, cross-border remittance, micropayments, and streaming payments with a low predictable fees. So, a ZBC and HBAR family, wake up. Tonight, we're talking about one of the most underrated crypto narratives in the market, global payroll and ongoing on chain. Now, before everybody runs to X and says confirmed, Hedera and Zebec are merging and paying my rent next Friday. Slow down. Hold up. Wait a minute. Take a break. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this: is Zebec is building real-time payroll. Hedera is built for fast, low-cost, enterprise-grade payments, stable coins, payrolls heating up. If these worlds ever connect, PayFi narrative could get very serious. So again, it's not confirmed. This is speculation. Did you get a card yet? No. Do you got a card? And let me go back and see because got to confirm that I actually applied. I'm not even sure if they're shipping the cards to the US yet. So let me know if you got a card yet. Peter, thanks for joining. And we'll go over to watch a couple of shorts real quick, and then we'll get into it. So this is,
how did you get included in
this is Simon, how Zebec got included into the Nacha online.
the Nacha?
Run this back real quick.
How did you get included in the Nacha membership, or explain that for us?
They're a very forward-looking company, I'll be honest with you. Zebec is one of their members, and also Circle, right? Circle's also a member of Nacha. So we have good company with us. And how do we get introduced to them? It was actually through the payroll companies that we own in the US. As I'm sure you remember, Zebec has had a very active M&A strategy. We've acquired a few payroll companies in the US, and that was really our entry point into Nacha.
How did you get included in the Nacha membership, or explain that for us?
They're a very forward-looking company, I'll be honest with you.
So shout out to Simon. And this is
Zebec.
Waiting for this guy to come up. This is why Zebec is working with ADP actually matters. And what was this? I was expecting a viral one, at least like a tangent Visa debit. Yeah, actually, I agree because I thought that they were shipping some. I saw people did get them, but I've been looking and I didn't see where they're here. I'm not even sure if they're even shipping them in the US yet. So if you know, let us know. But this is another quick short.
Zebec Network CEO just revealed that Zebec is working alongside ADP. And this is a much bigger development than most people realize. ADP is the world's largest payroll company. They serve over 1.1 million businesses, operate in more than 140 countries, and process payroll for roughly 42 million workers. So this isn't a small crypto partnership announcement. What makes this interesting is that Zebec is not trying to replace ADP. They're trying to integrate blockchain-based payment infrastructure into ADP's existing payroll systems. So they're trying to bring real-time wage access, contractor payments, global payouts, compliance tooling, and programmable payment flows to ADP. Traditional payroll systems are still largely batch-based. Employees wait days or weeks to access money they already earned. Cross-border contractor payments can also be slow and expensive. Zebec Network's infrastructure is designed around continuous and real-time settlement instead. And by integrating with an established company like ADP, they potentially gain access to enterprise-scale distribution instead of needing to onboard businesses one by one. That's why this matters. Not because crypto is taking over payroll tomorrow. No, but because blockchain payment rails are slowly being integrated into existing financial infrastructure. And this appears to be another example of the trend. Mainstream traditional is starting to collide with blockchain, crypto, hash graph, all of it. Dags, what do you think? Is this next gen? Is this slowly going to take over the world? I don't know. Let me know. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Zebec Network CEO just revealed that Zebec is working alongside ADP.
So shout out to crypto news. I guess NE is English, maybe. I'm not sure. Peter, yeah, we got to follow that up about these cards because I was wondering when we were going to get one as well. But this is Ken Zebec hit a 1 billion market cap.
Of Zebec, Simon Babakani dropped today on my YouTube. I love this conversation. We kept it under 25 minutes, on point, answering all of my questions, and we broke down, and I'm really excited about the integration with the XRP ledger, Zebec and the XRP army joining forces. This project is on the move with a lot of momentum, and you guys should definitely go check out the full conversation we just had with their CEO, Simon Babakani. After you watch my interview, you'll see why this one caught motion up over 30% in the past month, and really it was up by quite a bit more. After the level that we warned about last month in March, it has bounced up over 100% since that level. So what you're seeing here is just a glimpse at the motion that Zebec has caught. And when you listen to my interview with the CEO, Simon Babakani, you'll understand why the community is flooding into this one. Not going to take much as it's sitting at a $300 million market cap. Easily could send it to $1 billion in no time. Full interview on my YouTube. Round 2 with the CEO of Zebec, Simon.
So shout out to Zach Rector. Zach Rector's really been doing a lot with ZBCN lately. Kind of interesting. So this is the bubbles. Looks like the market was crazy today. Looks like Filecoin's up 20%, Ondo's up 28.5, Jasmine's up 9.6, Helium is up 4.6, Jupiter is up 18.6, ZK is up 7.1, Theta's up 10.7, AIOZ's up 3.2, XDC's up 6%, Alchemy Pay is up 11, Gala's up 10.5, Zcash is up 7.8, Pith is up 13.2, Cubic is up 4.3, Injective is up 10%, Arbitron is up 12.7, Solana's up 4%, CVS is up 3%, Hash Flow is up 3.6, Near Protocol is up 8.2, Safe is up 4.4, Casper is up 3.2, Algorand's up 3.9, FET is up 5.8, Flux is up 5.4, Theta's up 10.6, Avast is up 4, Tiles up 4. Turbo Toad Turnup is up 6 or 2.7. Hyperliquid's up 1.6. Render's up 5%. Cardano's up 4.5. Ethereum Classic is up 6.2. Lithium is up 2%. Link is up 4.7. So let's check the big boys. Bitcoin is back at 80,200, down 0.2 on the hour, up 0.1 on the 4 hour, up 0.3 on the day. For the week, it's up 2.6. For the month, it is up 12%. For the year, it is down 22.1. Keeping it moving. Ethereum is 2,307. Down 0.2 on the hour, down 0.3 on 4 hour, up 0.8 on the day. For the week, it is up 0.6. For the month, it's up 4.2, and for the year, it's up 5%. Only 5%. That's weird. XRP's been up and down all day, and currently for the hour, it's down 0.1. For the 4 hour, it's down 0.4. For the day, it's up 2.2. For the week, it's up 2.3. For the month, it's up 4.7. And for the year, it is down 38 to $1.41. I thought it was going to push up past $1.50 maybe, or $1.45, but it did come up and come back down. And ZBCN, our favorite payroll processor, is also up and down today. On the hour, it is up 0.7. For the 4 hours, is down 0.1. And for the day, it is down 1.6 to 0.00326. For the week, it's up 2.7. For the month, it's up 27.8. And for the year, it is up 80.5. I'll be glad when it gets further back up, but we'll have to wait and see. So overall, the crypto market today is down. Waiting for the numbers to come up. Bum is down. Actually, is up 2.6, up 0.71. CNC20 is up 162.4, up 0.75. Fear and greed is neutral at 47. Altcoin seasons is 45. So we're definitely pulling away from Bitcoin dominance, and average crypto RSI is 62.25. We are in overbought territory, and that explains the price action moving like crazy. For a ZBCN, let me see here. For a ZBCN, we are down 1.17 on the day to 0.00327. Market cap is 327.1 million, down 1.3. 24-hour trading volume is 8.9 million, down 2.73. Let's see what the haters have to say. 105K holders and growing. I got a divorce today from POS. Supply is way too freaking high for me. Best to all of you, even the haters. That's weird. Time to reset all-time high from number 93 overall crypto banking ranking to 122. What a ride it has been. Bearish. I'm bullish on ZBCN. Potential short-term target 0047 if it's a breakout. I'm bullish on ZBCN. Anything new? I guess everything is on pause until the clarity. And I think so too. For the most part, I think crypto is going to be on pause until, I think it was May 12th, until there is an actual update about the clarity. So for ZBCN, we are 105,156. So the holders are still coming in. Currently, for 4 hour, we added 30. 12 hours, 105. On the day, we added 155. 3 days, 464. For the week, 1,403. For 2 weeks, 2,796. And for the month, 4,968. We should see a price pump soon. I don't want to sell you guys hopium, but something should be moving, man. It's almost 5,000 people that's got accounts over the past 30 days. I don't understand what's going on. So on the 4 hour, it looks like we are at the 0026. We're losing volume and we're bearish on the 4 hour. 2 hour, we're losing volume and we're bearish on the 2 hour. On the 1 hour, we're bullish and actually adding volume. I guess we'll go with the 30-minute chart. On 30-minute, we're adding volume there as well. And I can't really tell. And we are bullish on the 30-minute. And over to the 15-minute, we're also bearish there. And we are adding volume on that 15 minutes. So this is back over to the, what is this? This is the 2 hour. And looks like we are adding volume slightly on the 2 hour. So I guess we'll go back over to X. So this is massive triple JP Morgan. This is actually the article. This is Hedera and Zebec partnership that could reshape global payroll. What if it plays out? It could reshape how 150 trillion in payroll moves every year. This isn't speculation. It's infrastructure alignment. At the center of it all was HBAR and ZBCN, two systems built for completely different purposes. Now, pointing in the same direction, started with HBAR, an enterprise grade distributed network governed by a global institution like Google, IBM, Boeing. I don't know why you put Boeing on there. Fed, that's a boys, guys. Shout out to Fed, Deutsche Telecom, I guess. This isn't just starting a network, it's governing infrastructure designed for regulated high volume use in government. Case, look at Zebec quietly building real-time payroll operating system, streaming wages per second, operating across multi-chains, integrated into traditional financial rails, and most importantly, position itself inside the institutional flows. Because the real signal isn't just a Zebec, it's who Zebec connected to. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Circle, Visa, and MasterCard. They're not just experiments, these are production grade financial systems moving towards programmable money. JP Morgan Chase, now step back and connect the dots. Hedera, enterprise governance, high throughput, deterministic finality, compliance first infrastructure. Zebec real-time payroll execution, continuous payment settlements, payment streams, multi-chain financial rails. And I'll leave this up because there seems to be a lot of information here from who is that? Zebec man.
Single major payments platform, every company with a huge cross-border payments.
That's just say real.
I think if you look at who has been looking at stablecoins for the past half decade, every single major payments platform, every company with a huge cross-border payments infrastructure is all operating and studying what's going on with stablecoins. What's changed since the Genius Act got signed last year is you're seeing a new rush of companies that have said, hey, we studied this for ages. Now we better understand the use case. We understand the technology and the regulatory perimeters here. So Meta is one of the ones that's doing this. Obviously, they're a huge name, but we're already seeing YouTube creator payouts as well. It's everything from smaller companies in the ecosystem, individual startups that are figuring out how to operationalize and do different things with payments. So the biggest companies in the world, the Mag 7, but of course, like major financial institutions that are going to be on stage today. Everyone from State Street to JP Morgan is all sort of rushing into this space and figuring out how to use this technology in a way that makes sense for them. I think if you look at who has been looking at stablecoins for the past half decade, every single major payments platform, every company.
So shout out to who is that? That was Gold is in my veins. So this is Hedera. What up, Alfred? What's going on with your fam? Is the big doggy dog BTM? What up, Bugatti? I know you guys saw the what was that? The Caspa live a couple nights ago. And who else was it? On the Turbo. So shout out to the BTM Army. Where you guys been at? I see you guys are back on the night shift. So tonight we're breaking down Zebec Hedera stablecoin real-time payroll and why this could matter for a ZBCN and HBAR holders. Then we're going to the charts to see what ZBC and HBAR need to do this weekend. So drop a Zebec, HBAR, or both in the chat. Which community is showing up stronger tonight? So payroll is boring until your direct deposit is late, and suddenly payroll becomes the most important technology in the history of the planet Earth. And I know that's right, bro. Mess that payroll up, bro, and you're gonna be nice and cozy with the payroll department that you never even talked to before. So let me know what you guys think about that. I'm actually trying to do something on the side over here. That's why I keep looking back over. Just trying to on my other computer. Let me see. What is this? So this is, let's see, where were we? Okay, get back to the update. Zebec. What up, Alfred? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit your main man up with a super chat. And back to the report. So, what Zebec is actually building? Let's start with Zebec. Zebec is not just trying to be another token with a cute ticker and a dream. Zebec is positioning itself around real-time payroll, crypto payments, debit cards, and super app. Their own website says Zebec enables real-time payroll, seamless crypto payments, and multi-chain debit cards. That is the foundation of the ZBCN story. So why does this matter? Because payroll is one of the biggest real world payment markets. Everybody gets paid. Businesses need to pay employees, contractors, vendors, and remote workers. And international teams, traditional payroll is slow, expensive, and full of friction. Crypto Payments says, what if wages could move faster, settle globally, and connect directly to stable coins or crypto cards, which makes sense, right? If you could fix payroll, I think things would move crazy. So now, does that mean every company is switching to the Zebec tomorrow? Of course not. But don't be ridiculous. Half of the corporate America still uses software that looks like it was built during the fax machine era. but the direction is clear. Payroll and payments are becoming more digital and more global and more real time. Would you rather get paid every 2 weeks, every week, every day, or by the second? Type second if you want real time payroll. Getting paid by the second sounds dangerous. Some of y'all would check your balance every 12 seconds like it's a meme coin chart. So, why Hedera fits the payroll conversation? Now, let's bring Hedera into the conversation. Hedera is not just another blockchain yelling, we're fast, like every other chain on crypto. Twitter, Hedera's payment page specifically talks about stablecoin, merchant payments, cross border remittance, micropayments, streaming payments, and predictable fees. That is exactly the type of infrastructure language you want to hear when you're talking about payroll. Hedera's big value proposition is not just speed, it's predictability. Businesses do not want surprise gas fees. They do not want payroll costs changing because the network is congested. If you're paying 2,000 employees, you need predictable settlement, predictable costs, and infrastructure that does not act like a casino slot machine. And this is why HBAR holders should care about the payroll narrative. Payroll needs fast settlement, payroll needs low fees, and payroll needs stablecoin support. Payroll needs compliant, friendly infrastructure, and that is where Hedera's enterprise narrative fits. Hedera is not trying to be the loudest chain in the room. Hedera is trying to be the chain quietly handling enterprise paperwork while everyone else is screaming, "We moon." So, HBAR holders, do you think Hedera's biggest use case is payments, tokenization, enterprise app, or DeFi? Drop your answer in the chat. So as we keep it moving, the big question is Hedera and Zebec confirmed. Now let's address the elephant in the room. There is an official Hedera Zebec partnership confirmed. From what I found, no official direct partnership announcement has been confirmed. But you know, like I know, Zebec, for some reason, is generally slow to announce things or are working to have things set up before everything plays out. So we're not going to lie. We're not going to say confirmed just because it makes the title spicy. What we do have is very interesting strategic fit. Zebec is building payroll infrastructure. Hedera is built for low cost, predictable payment, stablecoin use cases. That does not mean they are partners today. It means the idea makes sense, and the market is clearly watching PayFi, stablecoins, and real world payment rails. So, Zebec is building real time payroll and crypto payment products confirmed. HBAR supports payments, stablecoin, and use cases not confirmed. An official HBAR Hedera Zebec partnership. That line matters because trust is everything. You can be bullish without being reckless. You can be excited without making up stuff. So, crypto YouTube has enough people turning rumors into facts on this channel. We don't turn a maybe into a marriage certificate. Should I do a separate video entitled Hedera Zebec confirmed facts and hopium? Type facts if yes. So for stablecoin, payroll is becoming a real narrative. This is where the story gets bigger than Zebec and HBAR. Stablecoin payroll becoming one of the most practical crypto use cases. MoonPay recently published a 2026 guide explaining crypto versus stablecoin payroll and how global payouts work, including a settlement cost and regulatory context. Rise also listed stablecoin payroll benefits such as instant cross border payments, lower transaction fees, and worker control payouts. Why does stablecoin payroll matter? Because paying someone in a volatile token can be risky. No one wants to get a $2,000 payment on Friday and wake up Monday with 1,600 because the chart got body slammed. Stablecoins make payroll conversions more realistic because workers receive predictable value. Now, add Zebec to that. Zebec is focused on streaming payroll and payroll crypto payments. Add Hedera to that. Hedera is focused on low predictable payment infrastructure that combined is why people are starting to talk about this narrative. Getting paid in volatile crypto sounds cool until your paycheck starts acting like a roller coaster at Six Flags. Would you accept part of your payroll paycheck in stablecoin? Type yes, no, or not, even if it pumps. And I would definitely take chances with that. So, BTM, I found a Zebec competitor. Check out Superflow. Ticker is SUPS. Really? The ticker is S. What's up? The ticker's SUP? That's kind of weird, bro. That's kind of weird. But I'm definitely going to check them out. That's weird because I've never seen a Zebec competitor. Nobody's talking about it. Not one of these well-known content creators. Watch that change soon in due time, like Zebec when I first mentioned it. That's weird. You got to remember, Zebec has those 4 or 5 patents. So if I'm correct, if nobody wants to get into payroll game, then Zebec's got to pay patents. So if I'm correct, if no one wants to get into the payroll game, they're going to pay. Now, should I follow you, Censor Rojo? BTM Crypto News Net. What up, Silver? Senior Rojo. Sorry about that. Let's go, BTM. Do your own research, brother. Super Liquid was out a year as they did the same route as Canton did by starting a business years before making their coin. What? Like, share, and subscribe. What up, Silver? Hitter all day. Zebec isn't the only streaming crypto. Apparently not. Bro, that is news to me. I have been looking high and low and have not found a legitimate. Oh, wow. There's 2 coins. Okay, that's going to be rough. There's 2 coins with the S up ticker. 3 coins with the S up ticker. Okay, that's going to be kind of weird, especially if they all 3 pump. And why is this worth more than Zebec? Actually, I'm kind of concerned. Market cap of 1.3 million. 143,000 volume. How long are we going to take a break for the ultimate? Oh, wow. Talking about volatile. What is this, base? It's a base token? Superflow. At 1 cent. All-time high was 9 cents. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know. I never heard of this guy, actually. No updates on news on the way. Superflow is a revolutionary asset streaming distributed streaming and distribution protocol, bringing subscription, salary, investing, and rewards to DAOs and crypto native business worldwide. This is made possibly by Protocol Smart Contract Framework, which introduces the super token, an extension of the ERC20 standard, enabling the transfer of value in completely novel ways. Well, that ain't really saying a whole lot. That's kind of weird. Purpose and value, Superflow solve inefficiency of lump sum payments in crypto, traditional one-time transfers, ill-suited for reoccurring financial relationships. The protocol introduces money streaming, allowing value to transfer continuously every second. This creates a new financial standard for subscriptions, salaries, invested schedules, and real-time rewards, making capital more efficient and programmable. Oh, wow. On Anna's ERC20 token, we're going to have to research this, man. We're going to have to check it out. Hitter all day silver. It's on Coinbase, on Ethereum, but listed on Coinbase. That might be why Coinbase is not listing Zebec. Hitter all day, you might have be on to something here. Where were we? So now add Zebec to that. Zebec is focused on streaming, payroll, crypto payments. Add Hedera to that. Hedera is focused on low, predictable payment infrastructure that combinations why people are starting to talk about this narrative. ZBCN real payroll momentum. Zebec has an actual payroll related developments beyond just slogans. All Unity and Zebec announced a partnership to deliver real time stablecoin powered payroll solutions using EURAU stablecoin integration for private and enterprise clients networks worldwide. And that is important because it pushes Zebec deeper into the enterprise stablecoin payroll conversation. Zebec also made noise through Stellar. Reports say Stellar selected Zebec to bring real-time stablecoin payroll into the ecosystem, marking Zebec's first native payroll deployment outside of Solana. That matters because it shows Zebec is not only married to one chain, it can expand payroll infrastructure across ecosystems. And this is where Hedera idea became interesting. If Zebec can move into Stellar XLM and Zebec is building multi-chain payment infrastructure, then HBAR holders naturally start asking, can Hedera be a future fit? Again, not confirmed, but it is a logic question. Which chain would be the biggest Zebec payroll integration? Hedera, Stellar, XRP Ledger, Solana, or Base? Interesting. Why could this reshape the global payroll? Now let's talk about why this matters globally. Payroll is not just a direct deposit for workers in the US. Global payroll includes contractors, creators, remote teams, freelancers, gig workers, cross border employees, and international vendors. Traditional payroll has delays, bank wires has fees, currency conversion can be expensive, and international transfer can be slow. Stablecoin payroll could reduce friction. Real time payroll could give workers faster access to money. And that's the key thing, guys. When you start making faster payroll, people pay attention. Crypto cards can let users spend without waiting for bank rails. And that's another big thing. You don't got to wait 3 years for your bank to give you the money or give access to the money. So that could be huge. I'm tripping. Traditional payroll has delays. Bank wires have fees. Currency conversions can be expensive. International transfers can be slow. Stablecoin payroll could reduce friction. Real-time payroll could give workers faster access to money. Crypto cards could let users spend without waiting for the banking rails. And that is the thesis for Zebec. That's also why Hedera's predictable fees and payment use cases are relevant. Think about a company with workers in 20 countries. Instead of spending separate wires, waiting for days, dealing with banking delays, paying expensive fees, a stablecoin payroll system could help move value faster. That doesn't remove all compliance and tax issues, but it changes the payment infrastructure. Definitely, right? If you can send money and not have to wait and not have to create several wire transfers that take a week for the transfer, and then you got to keep adding money to it. If you can pay these guys streaming, and this is what we talked about initially, right? If you can send money cross border streaming, you don't got to keep cutting checks. You don't have to keep doing conversions. There is a whole lot of things you can do to keep the company paying out, right? Traditional payroll moves like it still has dial up internet. Stablecoin payroll is trying to show up with fiber optics and caffeine. Would global payroll be one of the biggest real world crypto use cases? Type PayFi if you agree. I think it would help. And like I was saying about, I don't know what I was talking about. Another crypto, you need actual use cases. You need your crypto to be able to do something other than sit there, right? It's got to have an actual use case. And that's where a lot of crypto companies are going wrong, right? It doesn't have a spendable use case, right? It's got use cases, but not something that is spendable. So going over to technical analysis, for chart watchers, we need to talk price. Coin market cap recently showed Zebec around the 0032 and roughly 8.7 million 24-hour volume. Market cap around 327 and nearly full 100 billion max supply circulating. Hedera's trading around 9 cents with coin market cap showing at around 89 million in 24-hour trading volume, with the volume and a market cap around 4 billion. That's what we're trying to be when we grow up, right? That billions. Now for ZBCN, I'm watching 3 zones. The support zone, first support is around the 0030 to the 0032. So that is here. So we are not at the support zone, but we are pretty close with the 0023 and the 003. If Zebec holds this area, the bulls can argue the trend is still alive. If that is the zone where buyers need to show up. ZBCN breakout zone. The second short-term breakout area is the 0035. If Zebec breaks above the 0035 with volume, then the next target is the 0038 and the 004. So this is the 4 and this is the 38. And I'm sick of the 4 and the 38, man. When are we going to get back to the 5, man? When can we cross into the 5? And this is the 004. Where is it? Somewhere. This is the 004. We'll make this. I don't know, we're getting a lot of colors here, man. Yeah, I'll make that red. So we got to stay between here, the 003 and maybe the 004. So for the bullish scenario, the bullish weekend setup simple, the 0032, the 003, reclaim the 005 and push toward the 004. If the volume comes in, that move becomes believable. For the bear scenario, the bear setup's also simple. Lose the 003 with volume and the chart could cool off. If that happens, we may need to wait for a stronger base before talking about a bigger breakout. So ZBCN is that awkward level where it's either gets invited to the VIP section above at the 003 or it gets sent outside to think about support. So HBAR, for HBAR, I'm watching the 09 area as short-term support and the psychological zone. If HBAR stays above the 09 and keeps pushing, then the next zone is the 0.95 to 10 cents. And let's actually look at HBAR. Is the HBAR? Where's HBAR spot? I guess this is close enough. So what did it say? The 009 here. Come on. Oh man, seriously? That's how you're gonna do the kid? That's how you're gonna do the kid? Come on. Come on. Draw the freaking line, man. Okay, finally. So that's a 009. And it said the 010 just up here. And wouldn't it be nice to have a Zebec at this price? What the freak? What the freak, man? And what does Zebec have to do to get to this freaking level, man? Let me see. Here's close enough. And let's make this yellow. So that's a breakout between the 10 and the 009. Can't wait till Zebec is pushing up to 10 cents. So HBAR needs to reclaim the 10 cents to make people wake up. That round number matters. Traders love round numbers because apparently we are all simple creatures with charting software. So the bullish scenario for HBAR's bullish setup, hold above the 0.9 cents and push through the 0.95 and test the 10 cents. If 10 cents flips into support, the chart starts to look a lot stronger. The bearish scenario is lose the 9 cents, the volume fades, and the market turns risk off. Then HBAR could chop lower before its next exempt. Weekend prediction, ZBCN breaks the 0035, HBAR breaks the 010. Both breakouts are both chopped sideways. So let me know. What up, Tony T? I'm calling it Zebec's ETF January 14. Oh, wow. Things are heating up. That would be nice, brother. That would definitely be nice. But this is, who is this?
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. For those
Crypto Crusader, why Zebec Network could be the XRP this cycle. Please and thank you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit your main man up with a super chat. The lights are flickering, brothers. Please and thank you. But let's get back to video.
Those that are new to the channel, welcome in. For those that have been subscribed to the channel recently, I appreciate all of your support on this channel as well as even on the main channel as well. Today we are going to be talking about something pretty big, and yes, by the title of this video, if you do hold XRP, you guys need to know about ZBCN, and it's for multiple reasons. Obviously, XRP has done very well in the market over the years. But one thing that everyone remembers about XRP is that 2017-2018 bull run. Almost nobody was positioned in XRP during this time on the chart. Most people started to buy XRP while we were already at 20 plus cents. And, you know, during this time, it was a historical bull run. I mean, XRP literally did over 66,000% of a run up from the lows of a fraction of a penny to, you know, over $3 plus. Now, I'm not saying that Zebec is about to do that. I'm just saying that Zebec right now reminds me of one of those diamonds in the space. Because although, yeah, we're already well over like a $300+ million market cap. And no, I'm not saying that market cap holds anything down or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, during those initial days with XRP, I mean, XRP had still roughly about a $250 million market cap, and then it ran to like 80, 90 billion plus, even over $100+ billion in market cap. I'm not saying that Zebec can't do that. I'm just saying that, you know, this is what the market cap we are at right now. So it's a slightly higher market cap than what XRP was during that time. But regardless of that, I still think that Zebec can have that crazy run up, maybe not $3 plus this cycle, but who knows, right? Like, depending on how crazy things get, Zebec could become the XRP of this cycle. And no, I'm not comparing the two. I'm not saying that Zebec is a better buy than XRP right now or anything like that. I'm just saying that, you know, XRP is already at over an $80+ billion market cap. If you hold XRP, maybe adding some ZBCN to the portfolio as well would not be a bad idea, especially concerned about, you know, how undervalued this project actually is, how overlooked it is. I mean, we're at number 116 on the market cap rankings, which I feel is criminal for just how bullish Zebec actually is. But taking a quick look at a few things, let's look into number one, where we are at right now chart wise, because in the previous video, and for those that actually did not go and check out that video, you guys should definitely go and check out the Zebec breakdown on the channel. I basically broke down pretty much everything regarding Zebec. That was about roughly over a week ago. It was 8 days ago. And that's a full deep dive. It's about 17 minutes long or so. But definitely go check that out, because in that video, I was basically talking about where we could see Zebec going next. Now, on the chart, I'm still expecting this like mid-range level being retested. It's the lows going all the way back to June of 2025. There's definitely a lot of demand here. There's a lot of support here as well. We don't need to go that low, but pretty much anywhere within this like red zone, and we could technically make this a little bit brighter just so that you guys can see it. Just kind of looking into this blue zone here is what I'm looking at with ZBCN potentially retesting, depending on how Bitcoin looks going into next week. Because if we do have a much larger pullback on Bitcoin, because it did just hit resistance, then we could see this blue zone being tapped in. But again, if we're looking at, like, you know, ZBCN being the XRP of this cycle, depending on how high this thing goes, I mean, we can go to 5 cents, 10 cents, potentially even like 50+ cents. A lot of people said, like, there's no way, there's absolutely no way. But also those same people said that Dogecoin wasn't going to 70 cents in 2021. This space is a crazy space. Hype, demand, speculation, even utility, all those things. You mix all of them into one thing, and the upside potential is unpredictable. ZBCN has been building for well over 4+ years now. They've been a dominant name already in the game for what they've been trying to accomplish. And, you know, they've already made a massive amount of success doing what they do best, which is, you know, really pushing forward, building true utility, tapping in with some of the biggest names in the space. And if they just continue that, then I don't think that ZBCN is going to have a problem at all breaking out into a much larger you know, area on the top 100 list. And what I mean by that is, if we're really looking at ZBCN today, and if we're really looking at the top rankings, you know, I'm looking at like that top 30 level for ZBCN, because even HBAR, right? Like HBAR's at number 26, almost a $4 billion market cap. So that's an easy 10x from where we are at right now, because we would be at like 3.25 billion, and that's roughly a 3 cent, ZBCN, which would be pretty great to see. But let's just be honest here. I do think that that's just a starting point, especially in, a 2021 like bull run, where altcoins are going absolutely crazy. So ZBCN definitely has a ton of price point potential in front of it. Also, don't forget that looking at the markets here, ZBCN also has a ton of listing power, meaning it could be listed on Binance, Coinbase, all of those top tier exchanges. And any one of those major exchange listings could immediately affect the value of ZBCN as well. Now, looking at a few things, let's take a quick look at what makes ZBCN so special, especially from an XRP point of view. This is the Circle network. And if you guys do know, Circle is a dominant name in stablecoins. We could see Zebec Network is a part of the directory because Zebec did join the Circle Alliance program a while back. And even back in April, we do see here Circle has been working with us since day one as both an infrastructure provider and an early backer. USDC has been at the core of Zebec's ecosystem from the beginning, powering real-world payments across payroll, card spending, and even cross-border transfers. Now, yes, they are tapped in with Circle. We could see the use cases here, real-time payroll, and even WageLink. Some of these great use cases that people kind of overlook because they're just looking at like the biggest thing, like, oh, are we targeting cross-border payments? Are we targeting, Forex on chain and things like that? Some of these use cases are solid use cases that could drive significant demand for these underlying networks. And that's basically all we are trying to see. We're trying to see mass adoption of these networks where the end user really doesn't realize what they're using. They just see how efficient it really is. And that's what Zebec is trying to do through its DPIN service, or ZPIN they call it, where, it is tapped into everyday lives through specific things, like, for example, payroll and even wage links. And you can kind of read exactly what they're doing here. So they're eliminating the headaches of pay runs for employers who are able to pause, cancel, or even adjust payment streams at any time through real-time payroll. Then, of course, we do have the wage link. So the first modern compliant payroll app with an advanced blockchain backend. WageLink introduces Web3 features like near zero cost cross-border payments and even payroll. So this is awesome. And of course, yes, this is tapped in with Circle. So, USDC can be tapped in here. Also, you could even see EURS as well being tapped in. So their Euro stablecoin. You have a ton of blockchain supported here as well. Stellar is one of them. And you can see just like the platforms, the regions, and the countries tapped in. So the US, the UK, the regions, APAC, Europe, Latin, Middle East and Africa, and even North America. So pretty cool. And I think that these use cases are awesome for mass adoption. But then we also have Nacha. So for those that actually don't know about Nacha, they govern the thriving ACH network, the payment system that drives safe, smart, and fast direct deposits and direct payments with the capability to reach all U.S. bank and credit union accounts. Now, the craziest thing about this is the fact that there were 35.2 billion ACH network payments made in 2025, valued at $93 trillion. And Nacha governs this ACH network. This is wild. But what does this have to do with Zebec? Well, Zebec actually became one of the key Web3 companies in the Payments Innovation Alliance launched by Nacha Online. And if we're looking into the 20 new Payments Innovation Alliance members in this breakdown, we could see all of the names here. So Bank Social is one. We already know about Bank Social with Hedera. Circle's on here. There's a lot of great names. FIS Global, which if you guys do know about FIS Global, they are a major leader in payments. You have banks on here. And then, of course, at the bottom, you do have Zebec Network. And we are thrilled to welcome our newest Payments Innovation Alliance members whose expertise and commitment strengthen the entire payments community. This is from Nacha. The Alliance brings together leaders who are shaping where payments go next through collaboration, education, and meaningful discussions. We look forward to the impact these new members will bring in 2026 and beyond. And yeah, Nacha is a massive player in the ACH network side, and the Payments Innovation Alliance serves as Nacha's leading membership and engagement program, bringing together experts from financial services, technology, fintech, government, businesses, and nonprofit organizations to address emerging trends and challenges across the ACH network and broader payments landscape. Alliance members gain a seat at the table in key industry discussions, access to collaborative work groups, and direct engagement with leaders across the payments ecosystem. And at the end of the day, like, we know that payments are undergoing a massive change. We know that basically the financial system itself is changing. We know that digital payments, DLT, blockchain, stablecoins, they're all going to become a bigger piece of the traditional system. The US is ready to tap in. And if we're thinking about what Notch is trying to do here, they are advancing innovation and interoperability in the payment system by tapping in with some of these players. And if we're looking at some of these players, yeah, Zebec is one of them. And Nacha is governing the massive $93 trillion ACH network, which is just wild. And if we're thinking about Zebec with payments and payments innovation, yeah, there's definitely a possibility where we start to see some of that capital moving over these networks. Now, is it going to happen overnight? Probably not, but it's still definitely very exciting to see. So this is definitely awesome. But also, I do just want to mention that inside the Payments Innovation Alliance membership, pretty much any big player could become a member if they do pay to have like a seat at the table. Like if you wanted to really kind of become a member, it's 2,500 to 8,500 depending on your organization size, and then also 1,500 as an observer member. So yeah, they could definitely purchase a membership into this. We have Nacha direct membership as well, which is like $41,050. So did Zebec purchase this, and did all of those other members purchase this? Maybe. It doesn't really matter though, because again, like, we're still watching the evolution happen, and the ACH side of things is definitely going to change in a big way. So Nacha tapping in with Zebec and Zebec working with Nacha on this alongside those other 19 members, it's still an incredible insight. And especially at the same exact time that, like, Nacha has a crazy amount of players tied back to them, including major banks, fintech companies, and so many other players. So this is definitely cool. Now, on top of that, why do XRP holders need to pay attention to Zebec? Well, let's go into that. So over here, we have compliance first, institution focused, 4 acquisitions in 4 years. Here's Simon on what's driving Zebec's next chapter ahead of our debut at XRP Las Vegas this week. Check this out.
There's a lot in common, I think, between our 2 projects. We've learned a lot from Ripple and XRP's journey. I'd say one example is, of course, being very compliance forward and maybe thinking about compliance very early in our growth stage. Of course, if you want to work with big institutions, you need to have regulatory alignment. You need to have compliance over your payments. So we learned that from Ripple. And of course, we have a similar institutional focus. So this is where a lot of the growth is coming from right now in crypto, right? It's from institutions, it's from corporates. And if you look at Ripple's growth trajectory, they've made acquisitions in corporate treasury, other institutional product suites. And of course, Zebec has followed in their footsteps with our own M&A strategy. 4 acquisitions in 4 years, which have brought us both corporate clients and a larger global footprint. So we're very flattered at the comparison, but I think one of the key points of difference is we're 4 years into our journey, while Ripple is 14 years into its journey. So we're excited to see what the next 10 years bring. We have huge respect for Ripple and XRP, and we're going to be participating for the very first time this year in XRP Las Vegas. So we'll be there with Uphold as well.
So yeah, I mean, Zebec is definitely on a great path here. Obviously they're not trying to, compete. They're trying to just kind of work with them, which is also why we have over here, big shout out to Chartner TA for this. Huge Ripple payments and Zebec are integrating to power end-to-end stablecoin settlements with ROUSD, letting corporates fund in fiat while Zebec handles payroll distribution across wallets, cards, and eventually bank accounts. So this is basically a major partnership with ROUSD, with Ripple. And this kind of, takes me back to the Stellar partnership. So it makes a lot of sense on why they would want to work with Ripple on this as well, because they're already partnered up with Stellar, Circle, all of the big players. And, why not just tap into ROUSD, which is like one of the most compliant and regulated stablecoins in the game. This is awesome to see, and I can't wait for the official announcement from Ripple, because I'm sure that there's going to be another announcement along with this, but check it out.
I mean, one of the big ones is, how do you get corporates comfortable with holding stablecoins? Well, that's the beauty of the partnership with Ripple, is that we plug directly into Ripple payments that allows corporates to still keep their balance sheet in US dollars or fiat currency, But through their APIs, we can convert that into RLUSD, and then Zebec handles the entire stablecoin flow from the funding of payroll to the distribution to the employee receiving it in their wallet, a MasterCard, or eventually their bank account.
Okay, so you have a
I mean, one.
So that's awesome to hear. And of course, yes, ZBCN being the, overall gas token here, or the utility token within the network. Yeah, that demand, if we do see it reach significant numbers, could definitely affect the underlying token value in a very positive way. I think that all of these, all the networking that, Simon and the team at Zebec are really kind of putting in, all of these collaborations will pay off long term. And yeah, they're 4 years into the game. Imagine what 10 years will look like from now. Obviously, I do think that, Zebec is one of those killer projects in the space that people need to pay attention to, especially if you are into utility-based projects. You are really kind of looking at this space in a long-term view. We know that institutional adoption is heating up. We know that crypto is becoming a more mature asset class in and of itself. And adoption is only going to continue to heat up around stablecoin payments, around institutional players tapping in, and also even integrations with some of these networks. So I think that ZBCN is definitely one of those projects that people need to keep an eye on, especially if you do hold XRP, because it's kind of mixing in with the same sort of crowd in terms of utility. We also have some exposure to Zebec from the ROUSD connection. And yeah, I mean, if you think about XRP, where XRP is right now in the space, ZBCN, I would say like a fair valuation for ZBCN would be in like the top 30 at least, because of what they're doing, how they're doing things, how they're moving as well. They're moving pretty quick, but definitely watch for, a nice discount. I feel like we might get another major discount within the altcoin market here soon. But beyond that, yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely like, subscribe, turn notifications on, because more free content. You guys more than follow us on X, as well as join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, Nick, thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.
So shout out to Crypto Crusader. Moving on. What up, Tony? What up?
Welcome back to the channel. In a community.
What up? Hedera all day. That's sorry about that. Looks like we got put out, but we are back. Let me start that screen share and get back to the video. What up, new mom? BTM, where'd you go, fam? I'm here, guys. I'm here. Let me know. Looks like, I don't know, man. It's weird. Got kicked out. Usually got to do something to get kicked out, but this time I was just looking and it disappeared, which is weird. But either way, let's get back to the next video. Change this back to green. That's cool. And let's see what Zaki Crypto.
Some of the biggest names in the real world asset space: Ondo, Chainlink, Stellar. One project walked away with more than half the votes, not 30%, not 40%, over 52%. And it was not one of the blue chip names you already know. It was Zebec Network, ZBCN. Now, before you close the tab thinking this is just another community hype piece, stay with me, because what is happening around this project right now is not just Twitter noise. There are institutional fingerprints all over it. And when JP Morgan, Visa, MasterCard, Ripple, and Chainlink all appear in the same project's partnership list, you stop scrolling and start paying attention. The real-world asset narrative is one of the consequential trends in crypto right now. We are talking about tokenizing treasuries, bonds, payroll systems, invoices, and private credit, and putting all of it on blockchain rails. BlackRock is in it. Franklin Templeton is in it. Every major institution is quietly building. The sector is not a trend. It is a transition. And the question everyone is fighting over right now is this: which token actually leads that transition by 2027? Crypto analyst Kate O'Neill went straight to the community on X with that exact question. He ran a poll. Which RWA crypto will lead the real-world asset narrative in 2027? And well, 484 people voted. Now, 484 might not sound massive, but in a niche sector like RWA, 484 engaged crypto participants is a very qualified audience. These are not people randomly clicking. These are people tracking tokenized assets, payment rails, and on-chain finance. And their answer? ZBCN took 52.7% of the vote. Ondo got 19.8%. XLM came in at 16.5%. Chainlink finished last at 11%. Let me be clear, that is not a close race. That is a demolition. And the fact that Ondo, one of the most institutional-grade RWA projects in crypto right now, finished with less than 20% is genuinely worth discussing. So, why are so many people pointing at Zebec? Let me break it down. What Zebec Network actually does sets it apart from nearly every other RWA project in the market. Most RWA projects tokenize static things: a treasury bill, a bond, a piece of real estate. That is valuable. But Zebec does something fundamentally different. It enables second-by-second streaming of salaries, royalties, subscriptions, and invoices, meaning instead of an employee waiting 2 weeks to get paid, they earn money in real time, second by second, directly on-chain. Future cash flows become liquid on-chain assets that can be used as collateral, accessed instantly, or moved across borders without delay. That is not tokenizing a spreadsheet. That is reinventing how money moves at the infrastructure level. And I will be honest with you. When I first heard about streaming payroll, I thought it was a gimmick. But when I looked at the market Zebec is targeting, I stopped thinking that immediately. Now here is the part that makes the hair stand up. Zebec holds a seat in the Nacha Payments Innovation Alliance. That is the governance body for the US ACH network, the system that moves $85 trillion every single year. Sitting around that table alongside Zebec, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, ADP, Circle. This is not a project pretending to have institutional connections. This is a project that literally sits in the same governance room as the companies that run American finance. And on top of that, Zebec is integrated with FedNow, the Federal Reserve's instant payment system, and is fully ISO 20022 compliant, which is the global messaging standard that banks and central banks already use. In simple terms, Zebec speaks the language of legacy finance fluently. That is a massive deal that most people are sleeping on. Drop a comment right now. Did you know about Zebec before this video? Because, honestly, I want to know how many people have actually been tracking this one. The partnership list is the part that turns heads even harder. According to a widely shared post by community account Zebec Lantern 589, the Zebec ecosystem connects to Ripple, Visa, MasterCard, Stellar, Circle, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Stripe, MoneyGram, Chainlink, Coinbase Ventures, and Solana Ventures. Now, I always apply my own filter to community posts. Some of these are integrations, some are ecosystem alignments, and some are network memberships. They are not all identical in depth, but the pattern is undeniable. When that many names from both traditional finance and blockchain show up in the same project's orbit, something real is being built. This is not a white paper project. This is an infrastructure project with receipts. On the advisory side, Web3 analyst GhostWeb3 highlighted something I find genuinely compelling. Zebec recently added 2 ADP veterans to its advisory board. Lisa Robbins, 37 years at ADP, former chief financial officer overseeing mid-market payroll, global money movement, and compliance operations. George Stuckert, ex-ADP C-suite, former president of North America and major accounts. These are not Twitter influencers cosplaying as executives. These are people who spent decades running the actual payroll infrastructure for millions of American workers. And according to GhostWeb3, Zebec CEO Simon confirmed in a recent interview that the company is actively collaborating with ADP to integrate technology and expand reach, not to compete with ADP, but to plug Zebec's real-time payment rails directly into ADP's existing client base. That is an $11 trillion payroll market sitting right at the door. Real-world traction is already showing up. Zebec is already integrated with Azure HCM, a human capital management platform serving millions of U.S. employees. It is also partnered with NatPay, a key operator inside FedNow and ISO 20022 compliant payment flows. This is not theoretical adoption. The bridge between crypto payroll and legacy HR systems is operational right now. The pipes are already running. The only question is how much volume flows through them over the next 2 years. Okay, so here is where I'll share my own read on this. The reason ZBCN pulled 52% of that poll against established giants is not hype alone, it is positioning. Ondo's story is already priced into its narrative, institutions know what tokenized treasuries are, and Ondo is the dominant player there. Chainlink is critical infrastructure, but honestly, it is not a high beta growth story anymore. Stellar has decades of development but, moves pretty slowly. Zebec is the one that represents a use case, programmable payroll, that has not really had its moment in the spotlight yet. Payroll is not glamorous, it is not DeFi summer vibes, but it is recurring, it is massive, and it is underserved on-chain. The market has not fully priced in what a crypto-native, real-time streaming payroll network looks like at scale. ZBCN's market cap is sitting around the $300 million range as of now. Compare that to the trillion-dollar payroll market it is targeting. You do not need a finance degree to see the gap. One more question for the comments section. Do you think payroll is the RWA use case that actually goes mainstream first, or do you still think tokenized bonds win? Tell me below. Now, I will not pretend there are no risks here because that would be irresponsible. Enterprise adoption of real-time payroll across both traditional finance and crypto ecosystems does not happen overnight. Regulations around streaming salary products, tax compliance in real time, and employer adoption barriers are all real friction points. ZBCN is still in active development. A poll result and a strong partnership list do not guarantee a 2027 leadership position. Execution does. The road between a strong community sentiment signal and actual market leadership is long and full of potholes. You have to be eyes open about that. That said, very few tokens in the RWA space right now can point to FedNow integration, ISO 20022 compliance, a seat at the Nacha table, ADP veterans on the advisory board, and a community vote that beat Ondo by 33 percentage points. That combination is unusual. And unusual combinations in crypto, especially ones rooted in real infrastructure, tend to get noticed eventually. If you found this breakdown useful, do me a favor. Smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share this with someone who still thinks crypto and payroll have nothing to do with each other. Make sure you are subscribed and the bell notification is on, so you catch every single one. Nothing in this video is financial advice. Cryptocurrency investments carry significant risk, including the total loss of capital. Always conduct your own research before making any investment decisions. ZBCN and all tokens mentioned in this video can be highly volatile. Consult a licensed financial professional before investing. This content is for educational and entertainment purposes only.
So sorry about that. I know you guys hate regular videos. Let's see, where were we? So this is, say it again, brother, super liquid. That is like hyper liquid. I thought I saw your comment on another video about super fluid token. Maybe there's another Tony. Let me check it out. No, it's not hyper fluid. Natalie is a buy right now. Nitex. Let me check that out actually. Super liquid is at 1 cent. Yeah. It's streaming like a Zebec by the second. Let's get back to the video.
Nobody's talking
Similar.
about enough yet. We're going to dive into it, guys. Shout out to my guy, ZBCN Man, for another banger of an article. We're going to cover it, same as yesterday's article. We're going to check this out, guys. What is my guy talking about? We're going to look at the Bitcoin chart as well. So let's dive into our Zebec content here today. Across the altcoin market, guys, Ondo still on a rip. It is up 63.4% on the month, 57.2 on the week, 20.5 on the day. Ondo's making its move, guys. I do have a video coming out this afternoon talking about why that is, and it has to do with JP Morgan MasterCard and the XRP ledger. We're going to talk about that later. But mostly green today. Go to the top 200. Yeah, mostly green. Another nice, beautiful day. Great way to start the weekend on this Friday morning or afternoon, depending on when you're watching it. But let's go have a look at Bitcoin's chart. What's going on over there? All right, guys. So here we are on the daily time frame for Bitcoin. Still sticking to my thesis that Bitcoin will break to the downside out of this bear flag. We still have not been able to regain $80,000 and close above that level yet. Today's daily candle will tell us a lot later today. I have a feeling if we close below 80,000 again today, we're probably going to drop down, retest 79. If that doesn't hold, then we're probably coming to test the 30-day moving average, currently at 76,643. As we continue to stair step our way down here, maybe we do something like this. Maybe we do something like this. We come back down, then we come back up, then we put in that right shoulder, and we come down to the bottom of the range. Maybe it's something like that that's taking place, right? But again, 30% chance of a break to the upside out of a bear flag, 70% chance of a break to the downside out of a bear flag. So we will continue to watch our thesis here. Yes, guys, altcoins, if Bitcoin does dump to the bottom of the range here around 70,000, yes, altcoins will follow suit. And for me personally, that is a phenomenal opportunity for me to continue to stuff my bags on stuff like Zebec, to be honest with you. But yeah, let's continue on here. Quick shout out to our newest channel sponsor, Coin Vigilante. Guys, they make custom crypto watches. I absolutely love these things. I did have a sit down and a meeting with them at the Bitcoin conference in Las Vegas. Yes, custom crypto watches. I actually picked one up myself. I got mine right here with the Bitcoin logo inside. I chose absolutely fantastic. Very, very affordable. Great quality, guys. I added it to my watch collection, and I'm going back for more. If you use our link down below, you get a fantastic deal. So check it out today, guys. Don't miss out on these amazing watches. Courtesy of friend of the channel, ZBCN Man, of course. Another article from my guy. Make sure you're giving him a follow over on X, and also Zebec Nation. Follow them on X. Subscribe to them on YouTube, guys. These are the kind of people you want to be following and listening to for your accurate research and information when it comes to projects like Zebec. And absolutely, I got the opportunity to meet a lot of them face to face in Las Vegas at the they hosted an event after the XRP Las Vegas event. So quick shout out to them for that. Make sure you're following them, guys, on all platforms. So Zebec Network, the most important company in crypto that nobody's talking about enough yet. A complete breakdown of the Zebec ecosystem, how ZBCN powers every single transaction, and why regulatory clarity is the unlock that changes everything. It's payday somewhere in Melania. A software contractor just got paid, not in 3 business days, not via a Swift wire eating 6% in fees, but in real time, second by second, as they worked. In Lagos, a freelancer just spent their crypto wages at a merchant via a Visa compatible debit card. In Sao Paulo, a company just processed payroll for 800 employees across 12 countries in under 10 seconds. None of this is hypothetical. It's happening right now on Zebec Network. And almost nobody has fully mapped what's being quietly built here. Layer 1, TradFi and payroll rails. Nacha, the $85 trillion US ACH network. Zebec has membership, not a connection, membership, extraordinarily rare for any crypto company. NatPay, 170 billion in annual ACH payroll volume. Their enterprise clients can now route directly through Zebec's rails. JP Morgan, world's largest bank by assets, their name in the ecosystem answers every "is it real" question in enterprise sales. Yes, but haters would say otherwise. ADP, 1 million businesses, the world's largest payroll processor, and integration here doesn't add clients, it adds entire markets. Layer 2, institutional infrastructure. Anchorage Digital, the only federally OCC chartered digital asset bank in the US. Institutions hold their ZBCN here at a bank, not an exchange, a bank. Circle, investors and stablecoin infrastructure partner. USDC powers Zebec's core settlement layer. Paxos, regulated stablecoin issuer. PYUSD infrastructure. Ondo Finance, yes, the same Ondo that's been going absolutely nuts lately. Tokenized US Treasuries, employees can fund payroll from yield. Zebec becomes a treasury management platform, not just payroll. All Unity issues EURAU real-time Euro payroll is now live on Zebec. Layer 3, 21 blockchain. Solana, Stellar, Ripple, XRPL confirmed at XRP Las Vegas. Canton Network, Base, Algorand, Near Protocol, Ethereum, Cardano, the list goes on and on. The payroll infrastructure is chain agnostic. The fee settlement is not. Every chain, one token. Layer 4, stablecoin rails, USDC, RLUSD, USD1, PYUSD, EURAU, EURC, and FUSD. Any worker, any country, any currency on chain in real time. Layer 5, DeFi and wallet. Tangem, co-branded Zebec hardware wallet, cold storage for 65,000 plus workers. Privy.io and Stripe. Privy makes crypto wallets invisible to non-crypto users. Stripe bridges on-chain wages to real-world merchants spending. Workers don't need to understand crypto; they just get paid, right? And that's the easy part. That's the part that we're transitioning into, and that's real mass adoption of the majority of retail investors and people out there, is making it so easy that people don't realize they're even using it, right? They don't need to understand it. They're just using it. Layer 6 is privacy. Alio, zero knowledge proofs plus private USDC payroll amounts invisible on chain, auditable by permission only. This is what makes Fortune 500 legal teams say yes. Dash, Zano, Kauai Network, enterprise-grade transaction privacy across every deployment scenario. Layer 7, investors who are also distribution channels. Circle, CB Ventures, Coinbase Ventures, right? Solana Ventures, Briar Capital, Jim Briar, early Facebook investor, and GRS Ventures. 34 million raised. Every investor opens a door. The engine, ZBCN. Here's what most people miss. Zebec isn't optional, it's mandatory, right? And it's funny because, quick pause, I see a lot of Bitcoin maxis, and constantly what I hear from them is altcoins don't have any use case, so they're all going to die. 99.9% of them are going to die. None of them. I don't know how any Bitcoin maxi can, with a straight face, look into a camera and say no altcoin out there has any use case. It's just straight up intellectual dishonesty at the end of the day, right? They know better. They know better. So every payroll transaction on the Zebec network requires one ZBCN as a fee. Employers pay in ZBCN directly, or the ecosystem auto converts stablecoin into ZBCN at that moment. The fee is assessed, similar to how exchanges do that as well for you, right? So when you do an exchange, you buy, let's say you buy an ERC20 token with stablecoin. Behind the scenes, what's happening is the exchange actually converts some of your stablecoin USDT or USDC, whatever, into Ethereum and pays for the gas fee with that bit of Ethereum, right? That's stuff that happens behind the scenes that you don't know about, right? But it all happens without you realizing it. Fee revenue, market buybacks, permanent burns. Buybacks grew 70% annualized before the Ripple announcement, before 21 Chains, before NatPay, before World Liberty Financial, before All Unity. Final token unlock was March 2026, last month, 2 months ago now. No new supply ever. It is now deflationary, my friends. Additional ZBCN utility staking, governance, super app tier unlocks, DePIN node rewards, DeFi collateral, Tangem hardware wallet activation. The math, 1 billion a day in payroll volume, even at 0.1% fee, 1 million a day in ZBCN demand against a fixed shrinking supply at 0.0034 today. The unlock regulatory clarity. The Genius Act, signed in 2025, created the first U.S. regulatory framework for payment stablecoins. The Clarity Act is moving through Congress now. MiCA is fully in effect across Europe. What this means specifically for Zebec, ADP's $1 million business client becomes fully addressable. The compliance blocker is gone. JP Morgan's corporate building clients can now be formally recommended Zebec payroll infrastructure. The $85 trillion ACH market opens to stablecoin settlement as institutional scale. Enterprise sales Circle, that took 18 months now, takes 60 days. A transatlantic regulatory corridor, the Genius Act plus MiCA, means simultaneous USD and EUR payroll deployment for global workforce is now clean from a legal standpoint. So we have clarity there, right? Regulatory clarity doesn't create Zebec's opportunity. It removes the last wall between the infrastructure and the $160 trillion global market waiting on the other side. ZBCN's price target, not financial advice, of course, 12 months, 1 penny, to 15 cents in 2 to 3 years, 5 cents to $1 in 5 years, and 20 cents to $5 plus down the road. So, I mean, for anyone thinking that price target is like this bull run or something is, just tripping and being, not paying attention. The infrastructure is built, the partners are signed, the workers are being paid, the token is deflationary. Another really quick note about the price targets here, guys. Listen, I saw some people in the article I covered yesterday, they were saying there's no way Zebec could even get to $1. Guys, what do you think they were saying about XRP with the same tokenomics and everything, with the same type of first movers advantage and everything? It was even the same price back in 2017. People were saying the same thing. It was below a penny. People were saying XRP, no chance at $1. No chance. Maybe a penny, maybe 5 pennies down the road, 10 years from now or something. And what ended up happening again? Remind me, $3.60? And that was after a 5-year lawsuit. Zebec has no 5-year lawsuit, right? The road is clean and clear. It is clear skies ahead for Zebec, guys. And just like XRP back in 2017, they have no competition in what they're doing. They are the first mover. So take that all into consideration. The question isn't whether this is ready. The question is whether you're paying attention before the enterprises are. Financial advice, do your own research. Make sure you're giving my guy ZBCN a follow over on X. If hunting down 100x altcoin gems is your cup of tea, guys, I got great news. We dropped another 100x gem utility play, not a meme coin, over in our Patreon the other day. That's 3 100x gems we've dropped. We are in aggressive accumulation mode on these projects. You can see all my buys over on the Patreon as well. Get over there today, guys. The point is to get in before these projects go up 300, 400, 500, 1,000%, right? Then all the big content creators start talking about them. You're then buying the top at that point, right? The point is to buy in at the bottom, get that 100x and get out. Not financial advice, but that's what we do over in the Patreon community. Again, we've dropped 3 100x coins, utility coins, over in our Patreon in the last few days. Make sure you get over there and check it out. Our trading group, as you can see on your screen, again, has been absolutely crushing it, just printing over there as well. It seems like we just can't lose over there today, guys. The Patreon's been exploding like crazy. So many new members are showing up. All these fresh faces are joining the ranks of me and thousands of other members. You can book one-on-one or group coaching calls. And the creme de la creme, guys, is that we are building, we're on day 88 today of our 7-figure portfolio. Now, if you want to learn how to build a 7-figure portfolio, follow along in the course. Again, we're 88 days in. We're doing it throughout the entire course of the 2029 cycle. All of our buys, all of our sells, all of our gems, all of our swing trades, all of our moon bags, everything is in that course. Check it out.
So shout out to Crypto Future. I think there was another video here, and I cannot deny or confirm, but I would not be investing in anything other than Zebec. That's what I can tell you, right? I fell for a lot of scams and a lot of pump and dump tokens. So I don't know. I haven't researched this, so I'm not endorsing that token because I'm not even sure what it is, but I definitely know for sure there's more BS out there than its actual real token. So be careful investing in anything outside of ZBCN. So that's all I have to say about that. And I just want to check to see we can come up on another video. Yeah, honestly, I don't mess with anything that's not on CoinMarketCap or on actually I don't invest in anything that's not in the top 1,000. I've been rug pulled for so many pump and dumps. If it ain't in the top 1,000, it ain't worth it. By the time you get it and it rug pulls, all the time you wasted, you could have just bought a blue chip and waited it out, right? So let me know what you guys think, and we will end on this video.
Today's message: human beings will always prioritize their own interests when the heat starts to turn up. Therefore, the day that you stop, you have to learn to do this. Stop expecting people to be anything other than human. Then that is the day that you will become more than human. You might have to think about that one a little bit. But believe me, guys, when you stop expecting people to be anything other than themselves, then you have a lot of less headache and unfair expectations. Welcome back, all my free thinkers, to another episode of Grow Rich, Grow Happy, that place where we follow the breadcrumbs of wealth. And guys, we got explosions. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We got explosions, guys. We got some Zebec explosions. In this episode, we're going to be talking about We're gonna recap the XRP Zebec Las Vegas trip that they had, because Simon, they had their X Spaces today. You guys know I was there taking copious notes, but there was a few things that I heard in it that I'm going to recap for you, but that's not the big news. The big news, what we're going to be talking about, is a Zebec IPO. Yeah, you heard right. A Zebec IPO, guys. Yeah, go figure. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to see, is there smoke or is it really fire? Is this something we can really expect? I'm going to tell you, because of this source, I believe it's something that we can expect. And that's just the icing on the cake. There's a cherry to all of this, guys. So do me a favor before we go any further. Do me a favor, smash that like button, give me a sub, hit that bell notification so that you don't miss any of these videos. Swing over to growrichgrowhappy.com. Check out my book, Overcoming Self for Crypto Wealth. Quickest read you will get, guys. Quick read. But it will teach you a lot about crypto that you didn't know, mainly how to discover hidden gems and also how to evaluate these projects. Now, with that also being said, if you get the paperback, you will get a free exit strategy that will be emailed to you in Microsoft Excel. Now, also, guys, there's a download edition as well that you can get over there. It's less, but it doesn't come with the exit strategy. Also, look down below, get you a cold storage wallet. I offer a 10% discount on Tangent cold storage wallets. And at the making of this video, guys, from what I'm finding out, this one right here that you're seeing, this one right here, this Tangent wallet, this is the XRP limited edition Las Vegas Zebec Tangent wallet. They are completely gone. They're all sold out right now, guys, thanks to a lot of you. And some of you might actually win a jersey because of it. Now, before I jump into today's episode, which is blazing, it's fire. I'm saying it again, it is fire. It's gonna have the haters like, they're gonna be tight. They're gonna be tight in this one, guys. Make sure you go over and subscribe to the Zebec Nation podcast, guys. Their link is always down below. They've been dropping a lot of heat lately, and they were, as you guys know, they were on scene at the XRP Las Vegas. I wasn't there on this trip, but I will be there on the next one. Anyway, make sure you go over there, subscribe to them. They're growing fast. Only been out 3 months. They already at 1,600 subscribers. So that lets you know that they're talking about some business. Yeah. And I'm a co-host over there. You see me every week. So make sure you check that out as well. And with that, guys, we're about to get into some business. So a video came out today, and there's been clips floating around, but Zach Rector, and I'm sure a lot of you know Zach Rector. He's a popular guy on X and YouTube. He interviews a lot of the different crypto projects and whatnot. He's had Simon Babakani on his show before, but this time on the show, he happened to ask about a Zebec IPO. Now, it's going to blow a lot of you away, but I have to admit, I've known a little bit about this for several months now because of Zebec Nation podcast. I've known. Now, this ain't something that was widely publicized. Well, I didn't say anything, but now that it's out there, we're going to dive into it. Now, I know a lot of the community members, you guys used to say it down below. What if you think they'll have an IPO? You think they'll have an IPO? I never said anything, but I'm here to tell you guys, this is great news, because this is the kind of energy and this is the kind of thing that makes you look at a project like this. Not only do you say you're early, I like to say that so much because you are, but it also tells you, if they're talking about an IPO, how legit this project is. And I only say that for all the haters out there. They say, oh, they're fake. XRP is fake. They're just scams. They're just scams. Woo, I want to shout out to people who always said it, but I'm not, but I would love to because it's so funny to me. But anyway, that's what we're about to take a look at. And we're going to, they had the XRP Las Vegas recap today. And it's a snippet of it. It's only 20 minutes. You can get it over on X. Well, follow me at Mr. Forsyth 64. I did repost it. I said, great listen. So we're going to jump over here. And I believe what I'm going to start off with is that recap. So check this out, guys. So I'm going to go right here. I'm going to play just the part I got queued up.
So many people really looking for that like official announcement, etc. I know you've got that in the works, right?
Exactly. We don't want to rush things.
Exactly. Okay. Well, look. Congrats, first of all. Also, an amazing ecosystem to be building in. I want to touch on one of the other things you said on stage. Actually, it really stood out for me, and that was that like payroll has not changed materially for decades, and so I wondered like if we could just take a step back a minute and say like, why is payroll such a powerful use case for blockchain and stablecoins? And more importantly, are business owners now really starting to understand the benefits of real-time payroll?
Great question. And when folks ask me, what is Zebec and what's the problem we're trying to solve, I always like to anchor it in payroll. As you've said, payroll's not changed materially for the past 70 years. Most of the world gets paid every 2 weeks at best, or even every month. And why is this the case? Well, it comes down to the legacy banking system and the friction of payments that come with it. Payroll is still trapped in this legacy system. It runs on ACH, on SWIFT, on intermediaries that take 3 to 5 days to settle payments and charge hefty fees. So our mission has always been to bring these payments on chain, leveraging our real-time streaming engine so that there's no material difference in the cost of whether you're paying your employee by the hour, by the minute, by the day, whatever it is, regardless where they're located in the world. And we've achieved that through Zebec's technology.
So, guys, he said a lot right there, just in that, what was it? Probably 2 minutes. He said a whole lot. He not only told you why Zebec is so important for this next generation of things that's being built out, about changing the way payroll works. Since the 70s, guys, that's a long time that people have pretty much they've adapted to, yeah, I'm only going to get paid maybe twice a month, or for people who get paid monthly, once a month. And it's just something people have adjusted to, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's right. Now, you bring in someone like Zebec and they're addressing a problem, because it is a problem. And you mean with all this technology, people are still getting paid every 2 weeks? Tell that to our bills. Tell that to your car notes and stuff. You have to really get to a point where you're either making enough where it doesn't hurt, or if you're like a lot of people I know, you got 2, 3, 4 jobs and maybe even a side hustle. Zebec addresses that. Now, what he also said in that short snippet is that the problem was, it isn't that so much that we can't do it. It was just so expensive for these businesses to do it. How much they would have to pay monthly for these employees, how much they have to pay, monthly for these employees to get paid. It's like $30 or something, I believe, per employee. So that's a lot of money. And you already know that when it comes to enterprises, even small businesses, especially small businesses, they don't have a lot of money to spare. But when you get something like Zebec that comes in, they come in with a better way. Not only is this a better way for you to attract new employees, but it's just a better, more efficient way all around. And it's cheaper. Again, you always, when you're looking at your product that you have, you want to know if it's something people are going to use, right? What is it in it for them? Well, we know what's in it for the employees, but he's just explaining to you what's in it for these business owners, these small mom and pop businesses who want to get on board with this. They're paying significantly less money than they've been paying for decade upon decade. So that goes back to the whole thing. I have a solid utility-based project here with Zebec Network. So I think it's a little part I want to play again.
So our belief is that right now there's a paradigm shift that's underway on how employers imagine and run payroll. It's starting with Zebec's blockchain technology. And in my view, it's exactly what the crypto industry needs at this point. It's, we've had a very up and down year in crypto. Overall, stablecoin volumes have continued to grow. But to really open the floodgates and bring us into this next phase of parabolic growth, payroll will be the driver of it. And then on the employer side, which is equally important, employers are used to paying $30, $20 per employee per month to run payroll through legacy systems. On-chain payroll via Zebec reduces those fees dramatically, and in our view is one of the main hooks as to how we get employers using our technology.
Heard it from the man himself, guys. You guys that are holding Zebec, and this is not financial advice. Again, I'm not at the convincing you stage. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm trying to educate you. And Simon also mentioned that as well, with them moving into that education phase, because he understands that there's so many people out there that don't understand what Zebec is about. And the people who matter that don't understand what Zebec is about is a lot of these business owners. So on that, he's looking at the community. Podcasts like the Zebec Nation podcasts are all about educating people on this wonderful project. Grow Rich, Grow Happy, my show, same thing, educating people on this amazing project. And with all of you guys, all you free thinkers out there, all of you people that follow these channels, you are a part of that as well. You're not only investors, you're educators and educating the public. And I think that is how these guys are going to flood the market. They're going to put up those Dogecoin type numbers. Guys, make sure you check out that video that I did on Dogecoin. And I showed you that this is a meme coin. 88 billion market cap is the highest it's went. Right now, it's currently sitting at a 17 billion market cap. 154 billion tokens has no utility whatsoever. So we can't put a ceiling on something that's as great as Zebec Network. We can't put a ceiling on that. We just can't do it, guys. Okay, so with that, I want to move on into this next one right here, because this is Zach Rector, and this is only a minute, but what he says is so worth it. Check this out.
I love it. I love it. We're getting such good details right here. When are we going to get a Zebec ETF, though, Simon?
Well, I'm not going to give a date.
Excuse me, guys. In the beginning, I said Zebec IPO, Zebec ETF. I had it wrong. My apologies, but check this out.
But that is something that's been on the horizon last year as well. But this year, so much of our focus on as a company has been on product. As you can see, we've shipped multiple products this year. The super app went live last month. We have the mobile version of the super app coming out in the next 2 weeks, which we're super excited about. From there, we have an enterprise payroll interface that's going to be launching at the end of May or early June. Stellar is going to be the first product that it debuts in. That's going to be perfect as some of these larger enterprises start coming on. And then following that, I did tease this at the conference, but I'll say it again. We are also launching an enterprise card product. So the Zebec cards have been wildly successful on the retail side, but our corporate clients have been asking us, when can we get corporate cards that have spending controls, that have employee hierarchies on it, and most importantly is linked to our treasury in the Zebec vaults. So that's also something coming later this year.
A corporate card, guys. Major white label. Corporate card. Now, but the part I want to concentrate on is Zebec ETF, right? I said IPO. My apologies. And I know why I said IPO. I'm about to show you right here. Because if you jump over here, because I did a little bit of digging months ago, and I came across this site right here called Forge. Now, this site, I do have an account on it. I created one. You can create an account for free. I did that so I could just get in it and see a little bit more, but I seen Zebec IPO on there. That's where I got it from. So he's got a ETF, and now this is what Simon's talking about. Now you got this IPO over here. Now, I know a lot of you're like, what IPO? Yeah, it's early now, but if you log in, if you go to forgeglobal.com, you can create you a page as well. Well, not a page, but an account. Let me first say, this is not no Robin Hood type site. This is for high net worth individuals who can get in on these things. They got things like Ripple in here. And from what I understand, I did a little bit more digging, and you need at least, they don't take anything under at least $5,000 to start, I guess, buying a stock or something like that, or getting into these IPOs like SpaceX before they actually hit. You need to be spending at least $5,000 or more. They asked me a whole bunch of questions about, well, what's your net worth? Do you need this money back right away? Things like that. But I got in it mainly to show you this about Zebec IPO as it is over here. So you look here, these are the company details right here. Blockchain founded in 2021. And for what I saw, they had them evaluated from when I was looking at it at $1 billion right now. It says Forge price, because it's not listed yet, Price not available. But if you continue down, learn a little bit more about Zebec, everything, they got everything on them already. They said, will Zebec go to an IPO? It has not filed for an IPO. However, it's important to note that IPOs are not the sole avenue for a private company to transition to public trading because they are a private company still. But I believe if he's talking about an ETF already, that's pretty much he's signing it right there. Rumors aside, it's coming, but not yet. So it go down a little bit more. What is Zebec's IPO price? They don't have one yet. When it was founded, 2021. So they do have the history behind them. Not currently available. You come down here a little bit more. Where are we at? Private companies, and then they got other private companies exploring an IPO, guys. You got Kraken. Look at this guy, Chia. I used to mine Chia back in the day. Let me know down below if you guys ever heard of Chia and if you used to mine it. Blockchain.com, Razorpay, Kraken, you see there on there. So I say that to say, guys, you look at this price right here. Guys, our market cap right now is 334 million. Dogecoin is sitting at 17 billion, guys, market cap. And they're like ranked, they're in the top 10. And you don't think Zebec, with all that it has to offer, is going to reach that, especially with everything I just told you? And the fact that they're easy to
Oh, wow. So shout out to Grow Rich and Grow Happy. And I would definitely not invest in anything. Make sure you know what you're investing in. Told you several times, I've been scammed. I've been rug pulled. I've been manipulated. So make sure you know what you're investing in. Don't just invest on a woman of prayer. Make sure you understand what it is, what in investing, and also make sure there is liquidity in the token. So if you want to sell it, you get your money back. I've invested in a lot of stuff that look good until you realize there's no liquidity. So there is no way possible you're going to get any money back, right? There's no liquidity in it to get money back. So just make sure you're aware of that. So here's the final takeaway. This topic is spicy, but the story needs to be told correctly. Zebec is building a real-time payroll crypto payment infrastructure. Hedera has strong payments and stablecoins infrastructure narrative. Stablecoin payroll is being a real 2026 use case, but an official Hedera Zebec partnership is not confirmed from what I found. So the honest take is ZBCN HBAR payroll takeover. Hedera Zebec Network could reshape global payroll. The key word is could. If the narrative keeps growing, ZBCN holders and HBAR holders, PayFi investors, stablecoin investors, and RWA are all going to be watching. Before you leave, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. Would you rather hold a ZBCN, HBAR, or both for the payroll and payment narrative? So let me know what you guys think about that. Peace out, fam. Thanks for joining, guys. Shout out to the BTM mob and everybody that is here for your main man, BTM, and Zebec and the Crypto News Network. So this is a Ripple. Zebec momentum is accelerating fast. Real-time payroll, RLUSD settlement, Nacha, ISO 222 positioning, and PayFi rails are pushing ZBCN into the center of enterprise payment narrative, the future of money streams in real time. Let's actually see if we can get a closer view of that. Oh, wow, the Zebec Daily. I wonder where I can get a copy of the Zebec Daily. Shout out to Captain Zach ZBCN and ZBCN Man. Zebec Radio watch party with Rara Oliver. What? Oh, wow, so there's a radio. Okay, I see you out here. A Zebec Radio. This is Zebec integration with Stellar may certainly be the most important thing we've ever done. Oh yeah, most people are still thinking payroll is instant. Let's shout out to Crypto Chrome real quick.
Your direct deposit and the timing of your money. Most people still think payroll is instant, even though the system behind it was built decades ago. You work today, but your money often shows up days later. So when longtime ADP leadership starts connecting with Zebec's ecosystem, people should pay attention. And here's the part most people still don't realize. Zebec Network is not trying to replace traditional payroll companies. They're building alongside them, and that changes the entire story. Because Zebec's model pushes towards something completely different: real-time programmable payroll, continuous money movement, and faster settlement infrastructure. And the deeper you look, the more this starts connecting into real payroll rails like FedNow, Nacha, and NatPay. This isn't just crypto hype anymore. This is financial infrastructure starting to evolve underneath the surface. The old financial world understands scale. The new blockchain world understands speed. And Zebec is trying to merge both together. So what happens when the payroll system your paycheck depends on starts changing while most people don't even realize the system already evolved? Zebec Network Coin is doing something most crypto companies never reach. They're bringing in.
So shout out to Crypto Chrome. What do you mean there's no BTM mob? Really? That's weird. Much of that post, there's no BTM mob? Hold up. So this is, where were we? That's weird. But yeah, let's go back and finish this up. I was looking at something real quick. Oh yeah, this is Gold is in my veins. If you're not following them, make sure you check them out. Check this out. Crypto Dip just put up a graph of the top 15 promising RWA products by FDV, and Zebec is the 8th largest. So there's Chainlink, Stellar, Ondo, ADI, XDC, Blockstreet, STBL, Zebec, ZBCN, Syrup, Centrifuge, Plume, Vilo, Mantra, C-Pool, and Lumina. Interesting. But as always, guys, let's get back to the money and stay dangerous. Miners out.